Do you want to go camping but don't know where to start? Don't worry, I got you covered. In this video, I'm going to give you a complete guide of everything that you need if you want to go camping. I have divided the video into different subtopics, and the topics are backpack and organization, tent and shelter, sleeping system, clothing and shoes, cooking gear, tech and gadgets, toiletry and first aid, navigation, and last but not least, a couple of practical tips. I will also make chapters, so if you want to skip to the part that you find most interesting, you can do so. Before I left home, I had one criteria for this trip. Everything had to fit in my 75-liter backpack. So if you are ready, let's get into the video. No matter the trip, you need a backpack, and backpacks comes in different sizes and shapes, and you need to find a backpack that suits your anatomy and the length of your back. When it comes to volume, many people choose a 75 or 85-liter backpack in the beginning, and in most cases a backpack like this would be preferable for many people. Keeping everything organized is super important when you go backpacking. Therefore, I would advise you to organize everything in stuff sacks, and stuff sacks comes in different shapes and different material. This stuff sack, for instance, is not waterproof, so this is just a organization bag. It's not a dry bag. If you want to keep your items dry, then a bag like this would be nice. This has a valve to deflate the bag and release all of the air, and this will be completely airtight. I have crossed many rivers with the bags from Silva and they work great. If you're just looking for bags to organize your gear, I could definitely recommend using pack pods. If you compare stuff sacks to pods, pods are way easier to access your gear. You have a zipper on both sides, and usually the pod is shaped similar to your backpack. So you can stack the pods on top of each other, and when you organize it in your tent, it's much easier to find all of your gear, and it's easier for you to just put it back where you just found it. Let's say that you need something in the bottom of your stuff sack. Obviously, you need to take everything out to reach, let's say, your insulation layer and then put it back in. On the other hand, if you have pods like this, you can just open the zipper, get what you need, close the zipper, and it's much easier. This category only includes two items, and that was the backpack and the organization pods and stuff sacks. When you go hiking, after a while you will experience what works for you, but for me, organizing everything in stuff sacks and pods is crucial to know where I keep things all of the time. Let's move on to the next category, which is tent and shelter. Here you'll find three items. You have the tent, you have the tarp, and I also included the chair. Let's start with the tent. When you go camping, you need some sort of shelter, and that can be a tent. If you're traveling alone, then you need a one-person tent. If you need more space, then you can go up to a two-person tent. On the top of the tent, I have a tarp, and this piece of fabric serves two purposes. One, it creates shade for the tent on sunny days like now, and second, it will create a bigger space underneath the tent on days when it's raining. A tarp can also, in many cases, replace a tent if you want to go cowboy camping. The last piece of gear in this category is the camping chair. This is definitely a nice to have item, but after long days of hiking, you will definitely appreciate having a place to sit and to rest your back. Even those who do lightweight backpacking tend to bring a chair on their camping trips. In the next category, sleeping system, you'll find your sleeping bag, your sleeping pad, your foam pad, your pillow, and your liner. When choosing a sleeping bag, my best tip is to look at the temperature scale and make sure to try out the bag before you buy it. So find a bag that suits your anatomy, both length and width. I would also advise you to add a couple of degrees to your comfort zone. For instance, this one has a comfort temperature at 7 degrees, but I would feel comfortable sleeping in this one around 10 degrees or more. Regarding sleeping pads, insulated, inflatable sleeping pads are definitely the best. Both for comfort and heating retention, I would advise you to buy a sleeping mat with a high R value, because that will give you a better sleep and less heat will be conducted through the mat into the ground. And this one has a thickness of 9 centimeters, so something in between 6 to 9, 10, 11 would probably be great. In addition, you should always bring a foam mat, because your inflatable pad can deflate throughout the night, so it's good to have a backup in case you need it. Regarding pillows, you have two options. You can buy an inflatable one, or you can just put some clothes in a stuff sack and use this as a pillow. Both works fine. If you are the type that don't like to sleep with clothes inside your sleeping bag, I could also recommend using a liner inside, because this one is much easier to wash than your sleeping bag. Next up is clothing, and this is where many people get it wrong. The items that you see in front of me is usually what I bring on an overnighter, or if I'm out in the mountains for a week or two. It is basically two categories. You have the clothing that you wear while hiking, and you have the clothing that you wear in camp. So let's break it down. The clothes that you wear during hiking will be the same every day, and it doesn't matter if you're hiking for 10 days, it will be the same. Yeah, you heard me right. The good thing is that you have a pair of clean clothes that you use in camp. Okay, so this is what you need in order to go hiking. You need a pair of comfortable and big enough hiking shoes. You need wool socks. You need a pair of hiking pants. You need a t-shirt with long sleeves or short sleeves. I prefer to wear long sleeves, and especially this one with a hoodie to protect myself from the sun. You need a second insulation layer and maybe a third layer, and that can be a insulation jacket, or if it's raining or windy, a rain jacket. In cases of wind, it would also be nice to bring a pair of rain pants. No matter what the season, I always bring a beanie, a wool neck, and a pair of gloves. Even if it's summer, you should bring it, because it can get cold. When I come to camp, I usually change my socks. I put on a new and dry sweater. I use this insulation pant instead of the hiking pants. And if you want to carry it, maybe bring a pair of camp shoes. And that's it. You don't need anything else. It doesn't matter if you're hiking for 1 day or 10 days. You bring exactly the same. Yeah, it's true. What you bring for cooking is based on what you're going to eat during hiking. If you're only eating dehydrated or freeze-dried meals, then you need just a couple of items. But if you're going to do some cooking, you might need some more. But the items that I want to showcase today is the basic things that you need for both cooking and for boiling water. Often I bring a knife, some cutlery, a spatula, coffee dripper, a plate or two, and this one can also work as a cutting board, a skillet, a casserole for boiling water, a cup for drinking and coffee, a top-mounted burner with attachable legs, and that's about it. We can also include water purification systems and water bottles to your cooking gear. First up, we have the classic Nalgene bottle, and the benefit of using a bottle like this is that it can resist hot and boiling water. So if you boil up water in the afternoon, you can put it in this sleeve, and you can put it inside your sleeping bag as a heat source. So that will increase the comfort of your sleeping system. In Norway, where I live, we have pure water, but I like to purify the water even though, just to be on the safe side. So next up is tech and gadgets. I don't bring too much tech, but there are a couple of items I think you definitely should bring on every camping trip. First up is a headlamp, and especially if it's dark outside during night or in the evenings or in the mornings, then you definitely should bring a headlamp. And the second item is a power bank. Many of us use our phones for navigation, and having extra power is therefore essential. The third item is a radio, and this is definitely on the nice to have list. I also like to bring a camping light with me. This is mainly for ambience in my tent, and it's also a power bank in case I need an extra power bank. If you're planning on going on a trip for 1 or 2 weeks, then a single power bank might not be enough. In these cases, a solar panel might be the solution. This one has an efficiency of 30 watts, so it will be quite efficient if you use it on sunny days like today. And last up, I have my small ditty bag, and here I have a thermometer, I have a extra knife in case I forget one, so a folding knife, some extra charging cables, a lighter, and a couple of batteries. So all of these small items that I need just in case for backup, I put it in this neat and small ditty bag. And last but not least for this category is the mosquito chaser from Thermacell. You put this on top of the gas canister, and it will chase away the mosquitoes, and it's highly effective. So if you don't want mosquitoes in your camp, then you better invest in one of these. Moving on to the next topic. Now we're going to take a look at toiletry, and here you'll find your standard items like toothpaste, toothbrush, floss, and you also need sun lotion, maybe a sun stick, and mosquito repellent. And I also like to bring a small mirror if I need to just check something. When you need to go to the toilet, it's practical to have a dedicated bag for that. So in here I obviously have toilet paper, a poop scoop to dig a hole if you need to take a dump, and of course some hand sanitizer. And next up is first aid, and what I have done, I have combined a repair kit with first aid. So I'm not going to go into details of what I have inside my first aid kit, but here I have the items that I think I would need in different situations, and I also have something to repair my sleeping mattress, some Advil. I have the key for the tourist cabins in here, so this one will always stay in this dry bag. We're getting close to the end, but we need to talk about navigation. It's quite common to use our cell phones for navigation, but it will never replace the old compass and the map. So depending on the trip, you should consider to bring a map and a compass in addition to your cell phone. What I don't have is a satellite communicator for safety purpose. So if you're going on longer trips, then you should definitely consider to invest in a satellite communicator. We're going to end the video with a couple of practical tips. Everyone has their own preferences, but in the beginning it can be nice to follow a list and pick all of the items you need in order to go camping. After a while, you will start to eliminate and figure out what works for you. The only thing I haven't addressed in this video is food. When it comes to weight, everything that you've seen in this video in total weighs in at 17 kilograms. So the backpack with everything in it is 17 kilograms. So if you want to go for a more lightweight setup, you can cut some weight here and there, but 17 kilos isn't that bad. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter if you're going on a one-night trip or a week or two, you're going to bring exactly the same gear. So this will be a standard list. The only thing that will vary from time to time is how much food you bring. Okay, so that's it for me. If you like this video, smash the thumbs up button and consider to subscribe for more outdoor content. And as always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I forgot to mention that sunglasses should also be a part of your hiking gear. Protect your eyes.